Today in the Paddock, we'll take a look at the ABAC truck and tractor pull, input cost versus market values, and early watermelon. That and more here in the Paddock. Hello and welcome to the Paddock. I'm JC Weatherington. Nebraska is currently battling its largest wildfire in state history. Over 800,000 acres have been destroyed and one person has reportedly died. 4 separate fires, covering a larger land area than the state of Rhode Island, are burning now and are only partially contained. Ranchers will be dealing with not only a loss of grazing land, but also the cost of rebuilding fence lines and other infrastructure. Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen issued a state of emergency on March 13th and posted on X saying, "Nebraska will keep battling these fires. We have the resolve and the grit to get through this, together." With another story from the Midwest, at 4 a.m. March 16th, an Iowa man reportedly stole a farm family's tractor during a blizzard storm. The alleged thief was caught as he was returning the damaged tractor to the owner's property. He claimed to have only borrowed the tractor to pull his stuck minivan out of the snow, but had also stolen hundreds of dollars worth of Milwaukee tools, which he had no intentions of using. The bizarre incident gained news attention and roused local support for the farm family. Engines roared and crowds gathered the past weekend in Tifton as one of Abraham Baldwin's Agricultural College's most exciting traditions returned. The biannual truck and tractor pull brought together students, competitors, and the community for a weekend full of power and performance. Here's a closer look at the action from our Ashlyn Thompson.
Last weekend, engines roared across ABAC's pulling track as the biannual AET Truck and Tractor Pull returned to Tifton. From March 12th through the 14th, crowds gathered each night at 7 p.m. to watch some of the most powerful machines in motorsports compete.
We're here to put on a pull, help ABAC, AET Club put on a truck and tractor pull here in Tifton. We've got 11 classes of trucks and tractors. Some of the best pulling vehicles in the United States are here tonight. And we got trucks with excess of 3,000 horsepower and tractors with excess of 3,000 horsepower here tonight. So some of the best equipment you'll see in the United States is going to pull here at ABAC tonight.
At the center of every pull is the sled, a piece of equipment designed to make the competition more challenging with every foot down the track.
Different settings for different classes, but that weight box, as you pull it down the track, the weight box comes forward, gets harder to pull, and eventually stops the truck. Whoever goes the furthest wins the pull. A lot of pullers like to know how fast they go, and the fastest truck normally wins, but the furthest distance is what wins.
The event is made possible through a partnership between the ABAC Agricultural Engineering Technology Club and Southern Pullers.
This sled is owned by the Southern Pullers, and we furnish the sled to the promoters, which is the ABAC AET Club. It's promoter here this weekend. Got plenty of help, a lot of enthusiasm, and I really like to see the AET Club out here working. A lot of good kids comes through this club.
While the powerful trucks and tractors take center stage, the event itself is organized and operated by ABAC students.
ABAC AET Club does this for the community as well as to put on a pull for the Southern Pullers in conjunction with the Southern Pullers.
The event also brought together several student organizations. Members of the AET Club assisted with operations throughout the venue, while the ABAC Agronomy Club helped serve concessions during the weekend.
The ABAC AET Club is completely student-run and led. All the students are on the equipment, helping out at the gates, doing the announcing. We run everything with advisors' help, of course, but there's nothing here that a student is not doing. We also do it with the ABAC Agronomy Club as well as Turf Club, and everything here is ran by the students.
With powerful machines on the track and students leading the effort behind the scenes, the ABAC AET Truck and Tractor Pull continues to be one of the most exciting traditions, bringing the campus and the Tifton community together.
As the only remaining truck and tractor pull in the nation hosted on a college campus, events like this are what makes ABAC so special.
Hey y'all, I'm Daniel Durrance with your weather outlook for South Georgia and the Southeast. As we head into the weekend, we're looking at a strong warming trend across the region. Friday will be mild with highs in the low to mid 70s under mostly sunny skies, but temperatures will climb quickly heading into the weekend. By Saturday and Sunday, highs are expected to reach the upper 70s to low 80s, with plenty of sunshine and very limited chances for rain. Dry conditions will continue across much of South Georgia, which could begin to stress soil moisture levels and increase fire risk in some areas. Looking ahead to early next week, a cold front is expected to move through the region around Monday into Tuesday. That system could bring scattered showers and possibly a few thunderstorms, followed by slightly cooler temperatures dropping back into the upper 60s. After the front passes, conditions look to dry out again by midweek, with sunshine returning. This sudden dips in temperature will suddenly make field conditions difficult to predict during early planting. That's your weather outlook. I'm Daniel Durrance.
When talking about crops and livestock, it is easy to focus on the price farmers receive in the market. While that is an important figure, it isn't everything. McKenna Nettles joins us now to look at the other end of the equation.
In farming, balance is everything, but right now, the cost to grow crops is rising while the price to sell stays uncertain. For many farmers across the U.S., this imbalance is becoming harder to overcome.
Nowadays in production agriculture, if you can eke out $25 to $50 an acre net profit out of every acre that you farm, you've done really well.
Jim Langston is a row crop farmer from Macon County, Georgia.
Since I was 5 years old, all I wanted to do is farm. And every time I've tried to do something else off the farm, I can always come back. I've worked other jobs and farm too at the same time, and it just keeps coming back to the farm. And my goal is to leave my children something for the future.
Jim's passion for farming faces many challenges today.
You've got to have land to put that base down, and we can't afford it right now to purchase it. The land around here is anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 an acre, and it does not cash flow when the current commodity prices are, and then add interest on top of it.
With rising input costs and unpredictable market prices, it's hard for Jim to profit from his crops.
The newest tractor we've got is a 2013 model, and we run a 25-year-old combine, but the cost nowadays is just unreal.
Increasing prices of inputs can lead to last-minute decision-making for farmers.
I was told yesterday that urea, the urea corn had gone up $60 a ton this last week, and it's expected another $60 next week. And it's got me changing plans. I was planning on a lot more corn. Now we're going to have to back off of that and do something different. I'm not really sure. Probably going to peanuts, which we don't need because peanuts are bringing under the cost of production. Even with a 415 contract, that doesn't pay the bills.
Many people don't understand that the issues that America faces overseas has a huge impact on U.S. farmers.
In this Middle East thing and diesel going up like it has, I really, I applaud Trump for what he did overseas, but I wish he'd waited till August till we got this thing in the ground, personally.
A farmer's workday doesn't always end when the physical work is done.
I spend a lot of time at night. The TV plays, but I'll be on my tablet and I do a lot of research at night, whether it's looking up how to fix something that I can fix it myself or looking up what's going on somewhere in the world because of diesel prices taking a jump or whatever the case may be. So you just have to really pay attention and work at it.
Despite these struggles that Jim and many other farmers face, agriculture and farming is still a great part of Jim's life.
57 years old. I've been doing this since I was 5 years old. Helped my granddaddy load the planters the best I could. And agriculture has been good to us. My wife works in ag. She works for Purdue Chicken. So our family is ag. And it's been good to us, and it's going to come back around. It always does. There's a lot of farmers went through the 80s, and a lot of them went bankrupt, went out of business, but they're still here. You've got to have faith, and you've got to have patience, and you got to get up and go to work every day. And you can't expect these handouts. And you've got to watch your debt load. You've got to, I would love to have some newer machinery, but it's not in the picture right now.
In agriculture, higher prices don't always mean higher profits. What farmers really need is balance.
The last time I remember cotton went to that high, and it did. I can remember because I contracted some. It got so high that nobody'd buy it. There's a happy medium there in all these commodity prices where that you need to be able to, if you can count on it year after year and make a profit every year. But when one gets out of balance, the correction for high prices is high prices, and then it do like cotton doing now, it's at 65 cents, and so you need to keep it in that 80, 85 cent. Corn needs to be 5.56, somewhere along in there.
Behind every acre is a farmer making impossible decisions, balancing rising costs, uncertain markets, and the hope that next year will be better. Because in agriculture, it's not just about profit, it's about perseverance. In the paddock, I'm McKenna Nettles. While the challenges are real, so is the resilience of American farmers. As markets shift and input costs evolve, farmers continue to adapt and hope for the best.
Agricultural markets were mixed today, with corn holding steady while soybeans edged slightly higher. Wheat continued to face pressure from weaker global markets, while live cattle posted strong gains and cotton extended its recent rally. Overall, traders remain cautious as they monitor global trends and upcoming reports. May corn futures showed early strength during the trading session, but were unable to hold these gains, ultimately finishing unchanged at $4.54 in relatively quiet market activity. May soybeans dropped as much as 13 cents from the day's high, but managed to recover slightly, ending the session 134 cents higher to settle at $11.57. May Kansas City wheat declined another 934 cents, closing at $6.634, as pressure from weaker global wheat values continued to weigh on the market. June live cattle climbed $1.82 on the day, finishing at $233.70 and closing above all major moving averages, signaling continued strength in the market. May cotton futures extended their rally for the third straight session, gaining 58 cents to close at $68.77, supported by steady demand and positive market momentum. That's your market outlook for the week. Be sure to join us next week for more market outlooks. In the paddock, I'm Lois Backley.
Springtime brings new life, and with it, new opportunities for farmers to make a good crop. Our Colin Souter takes us into the field to find out how farmers are feeling about 2026 watermelon.
This grower has spent years learning what it takes to raise a successful watermelon crop, a path that started with a simple interest in farming and that now plays a major role on the farm.
Well, I started in 2018, a buddy of mine was growing them, and I don't know, I just like the way, how fast they grow, and, just kind of intrigued, they're a short crop, so, but a lot goes into it in that short time frame,
Compared to traditional row crops, watermelons require a different level of care, but they also offer a different kind of reward.
Well, it gives us some pretty good rotation, and an alternative source of income. Sometimes markets on your row crops ain't quite as strong, and it gives offset some of that sometimes. Sometimes it can go the other way too now.
From the field, most of these watermelons won't stay local for long.
Most of ours go to grocery stores. We deal with a broker, and he has DCs, and they go there, and then they're distributed out to different various grocery stores. New York, Chicago, most of them's up that way.
And despite changing markets, the demand for watermelons has remained strong.
Well, I mean, it seems to be about the same, maybe a slight increase. A lot of people they like fresh produce, and your younger generations get more in tune with organics and fresh, stuff. So I'd say maybe a slight increase.
A lot of times markets are controlled by things farmers can't control.
When Florida gets done when they're supposed to get done, when they don't have to reset any down there, and most of the time you like them to be done by the Memorial Day. And then we get that, there's a break in there, and then we get the hot market at 4th of July.
Even with the challenges, the reward for seeing a successful harvest keeps farmers coming back each season.
Well, I don't know. There's something about it I like. I like to put something in the ground and watch it come out that quick, harvesting, 75 days or something, 80 days. But, and the good Lord, I guess.
From planting to harvest, watermelon farming is a process that takes patience and a little help from the weather. Back to y'all in the studio.
It looks like our watermelon farmers have a lot to look forward to in coming months. That wraps us up for today. Join us back here next week for more Ag and ABAC news. From all of us here at the Paddock, I'm JC Weatherington. Have a great week and G-Haw, y'all.